Hey YouTubers, this is GGSF 1987. I just wanted to tell you that I have made that I am basically first of all prepared to get that letter for Senator Feinstein. Then I'll give that to her tomorrow to Senator Feinstein's staff. So that's one thing on the net neutrality, which by the way, the slowdown is on Wednesday, so keep that in mind. I also wanted to let you know about the ongoing issue with the immigration actually, and also some lighter news as well. Something that you actually will find actually very hilarious. Well, if you're not in the San Francisco Bay Area. Well, even if you are in the San Francisco Bay Area, you may even find this hilarious yourself. But if you were on the Golden Gate Bridge, you'd be like, ah, why the heck is there so much traffic going out of San Francisco into Marin? Well, that light news at least is, if you saw it on BuzzFeed or some of the other like internet like viral sites, there were a couple of deer that were waltzing on the Golden Bridge. How they got on there is anyone's guess. But as long as they got to where they were going safely, that's what matters. But it's like, okay, that's a bit of an eye opener. We've all the security and all the technology and all the money basically put in through to prevent a terrorist attack. We can't catch a couple of deer going across the Golden Gate Bridge. That's a little ironic, if you see the irony in it. Now, going on to a much bigger subject, which is the immigration thing. Well, let me give you my view of it. My personal view is I actually agree with President Obama to stall any kind of decision until after the midterm. I don't mean this to disparage anybody within the Latino community or any of these other immigrant communities. Here's my reasoning. It's not that it's not just the political implications about what it'll do for the Democrats. I think there was actually some other I think some of the heads of some of the agencies that are in charge of dealing with immigration said that I have a hunch that they said to the president they need a little more time to try and figure out what kind of administrative steps they can take should President Obama issue an executive order. So you see, there's more than just President Obama here at stake. You have you have you have ICE, which is Immigration and Customs Enforcement. You have the Border Patrol. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of factors that you got to think about, and there's at least a quarter million people that have to implement this. So essentially, what President Obama is doing is he's giving. I think he's trying to give those agencies a little extra time to come up with an action plan before he can approve it. That's, I think, what's going on. Of course, there is also the other implication, which is that some Democrats that are running in states that never voted for Obama either the second time he was up for election or both times. I'm talking about Democrats in states like Arkansas, Louisiana, both of which never voted for Obama. West Virginia is another one. But then again, there's just incumbents in those states that are not. In some of these states that are upper, that have Democrats that would be up right now, many of them were in states that Obama never carried. And because of that, these Democrats, if they were running for re-election, they were in very tough re-election fights. So that's part of it. But I think there's more of an administrative part within the executive branch itself rather than the races for Congress. But whatever. It's those Democrats that are, but even then, the Democrats that are running for trying to fend off Republicans in states that either Romney or McCain took in '08 or 12. Again, they are in. Again, they're in very tough re-election fights. I know I said that at least. This is the third time I've said that. I'm going to drive it after this. But there's also some Republicans that are running in states. Actually, I think there's only maybe one Republican right now that's up for a vote who's running in a state that Romney and McCain never carried in either 2008 or 2012. That would be the state of Maine, which is Susan Collins. She's in a bit of a re-election fight at the moment, and she's trying to court the right wing, the ultra-right wing of the party, but she has to remember that she also represents one of the most liberal states in the country, which is Maine. So yeah, there's there's that there's that issue. So essentially, here's what these are the implications that you're working with right now. Is well that now as for the Tea Party crowd, I'm actually not that worried about them. They've largely overplayed their hand when they shut down the government back in October of 2013. It's the same story that they're going to try to pull again and again and again, which, by the way, is why we need to ditch niche in in November, especially in Kentucky. Which the good news is, Allison Lindergan Grimes is actually holding him in a very tight race. No matter what he does, I don't think he's going to be reelected. I think most of the people in Kentucky, after 3 decades, what has he done for them? Nothing. Zero. He's been he's been representing his constituents less and the national Republicans more. That's a big problem for him. He's not a Washington outsider. He's a big time Washington insider. He's been in there since 1985. Yeah, he's been in there for 3 decades. So that certainly says a lot. So, like I said, that's what you're dealing with right now. And like I said, we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, yeah, stay tuned on the whole thing with the immigration. Definitely stay tuned with the whole thing with the net neutrality. And do me a favor. I don't care if you're political or not, but do yourselves a favor. Think about it. How much more money are you willing to shell out just to have, just to be able to conduct your business? Think of it that way. Do you want to pay even more money out the nose just to be able to conduct any business online? Or would you rather have somebody regulating these guys to make sure that everything is free flowing and that we all have a level playing field? Answer me that. Like, comment, subscribe. JGSF 1987. Thanks for watching and subscribe.